Hey guys, our next Madden 15 game. We're still losing Jeffrey and Briggs. They should be back in a couple weeks. The Patriots got a lot of injuries with their starting left tackle, their starting right linebacker, and their starting right tackle. So they're losing a lot on their offensive line and their defense. Last week, Brady lit it up with 5 touchdowns uh, and what was a pass-heavy game. So we can expect the same thing from Gillette Stadium as our Chicago Bears traveled to play the Patriots. There's Chad Masters, otherwise known as Madden as Bill Belichick. There's Tom Brady, starting quarterback, and here's Mark Trestman with a 12-11 record after that win last week. There's David Fales, starting for the injured Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler's on the IR. He'll be out for the rest of the year. And Devin Hester came in a couple weeks ago to put in something for our return game, and it's worked out so far. So there's only 9 touchbacks for Stephen Gostkowski. So in that case, we can see a possible return here as we start the game. Devin Hester takes it from about the 3. He's looking for some room. Can't really get a direction to go or a hole, so he's gonna be taken down at 22 there. And there's David Fales, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 73 completion percentage. So he's having an okay year. But on the first play, we're looking. David Fales gets to the Tannen Doss there. He's got a little bit of room to run as he runs by Mayo. Mayo just wasn't fast enough to keep up with him. And here we're going to give it off to Matt Forte, and he is stopped for a short game. So you can see here we're going to get a big dose of Matt Forte this game possibly. And here's the starting lineup. Our offensive line has been good this year. And we have Marquise Wilson starting for the injured uh, Alshon Jeffrey. We hear going to Wilson the next play there. Gets again a 9. Here's Forte trying to get some yards, bouncing out, sees the hole plugged, and he just can't get the yards. But on 4th and 1, Chicago's going to go through it. And there's Collins, followed by Mayo, stopping Forte. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Good field position for Brady as he gives the Ridley on the first play. Conti can't make the stop, but Ridley is forced out of bounds. So it's a gain of 6. Here's Brady again giving it to Ridley. And there's 2 hits by some Bears until it's finally taken down by Ryan Mundy there. We're having some poor tackling today. Here's a screen pass. And right here, Bostic can't bring down Ridley. But here we see Ratliff come in and finish the play. So we've already had a lot of missed tackles in the first possession here. As you see there, the Patriots left and right tackles are coming in to actually play due to their injured starters. So we could possibly exploit the edges of the line here. In the next play, give it to Ridley again. And there up comes Buchanan, recently acquired from the Cardinals as they cut him. So there's a play to Timms, the slot receiver there, and Brady's second pass. That's going to be short of a first down, though. And here's Brady, almost picked off here by Champ Bailey, but he can't hold on to it. So looking at our Bears starters, Ego Ferguson is starting for the injured Stephen Paella. DJ Williams is going to shift over to the right because of Briggs. And so on that, the left linebacker will be Shea McClellan. So here, Brady takes the pass. He's looking. He feels some pressure on the backside. The pressure can't get to him. And Boyce is wide open. When Brady came up, Tillman came up thinking he was going to make some kind of stop crossing the line of scrimmage. Brady stopped short. And there's Boyce all alone in the back of the end zone for the easy touchdown. Here's Matt Forte going the outside, trying to get a spin move, trying to dodge 4 Patriots there. He just can't break through. So here's the starters for the Patriots. See, a lot of the injuries are going to be Jonathan Castillas there. That's where he's starting for the injured Dante Hightower. And these corners lit it up last week. So we're going to be trying to stay away from what looks like a very hot secondary with Brandon Browner right now. So on the second play there, we see Forte for the gain of 6. And a slant route to Brandon Marshall, picking up the first down and more. Fails to complete his 4 passes. And fails, he didn't want to pull the trigger there, but the blitz from Mayo ends up catching him. So it's going to be 2nd and 20. And there's a high pass to Forte. Forte adjusts to it, but he can't stay in bounds. 3rd and 17. Blitz is picked up. And there's a good pass there by Fails to Bennett for the first down. And so we're going to give it to Forte in the next play. He's got a little bit of room up the middle, gain of 5. So here's Fails again. He's looking, and it's almost intercepted. The defender there, Patrick Chung, could have got some more on it. If he would have got both hands, it would have been an interception. But here going on the curl route, trying to get away from Revis there. And here again is a dump off short pass to Matt Forte for a gain of 4. And so Forte's got it. He's got a hole up there, but it's quickly closed by the safety, but not before a first down. Here's Kadeem Carey. Kadeem Carey can't get through Patrick Chung there. So 2nd goal. Here he's rolling out. He's looking. And look at this catch by Marquise Wilson. It looked like it was tipped by a defender into someone else. Hit him in the helmet, and it came back into his hands. So as we see here, here's Wilson. He comes up with the ball. We're going to take a closer look at this. Here's Wilson, comes off. They're playing a zone. There's Fails rolling out. It goes in. It's tipped by Revis. The tip hits Collins in the helmet, and we see a big adjustment by Wilson. So it's a smart heads-up play there by Wilson, and just a lot of luck. Here comes the Patriots. Stephen Ridley breaking 1 tackle, breaking another until he's cleaned up there by Ryan Mundy. It's going to be a first down. So here's another screen pass trying to get to him. Brady feels the pressure. And we see there, Shea McClellan has to come in there and take him down after the missed tackle. And there's Conti. Looks like he's holding his calf or his ankle there. So he's going to be out. Varine's going to come in. And there's a good play by Cornelius Washington. Saw Brady try to get it to his valve there in the screen, but Cornelius Washington was going to knock it down anyway, but gets him delayed for the sack. Next play, here's going downfield, and that's a good play by Jonathan Bostic, knocking that down. Boys, if he catches that ball, it's gone. So there's some good awareness by Bostic playing that center field. So we're going to go back to the Bears. There's a pass thrown behind Bennett. He can't get in the stride, so it's knocked down by the defender. Here's Fails again. He's looking. He tries to get it to the receiver in the flat, just can't there. And here's Fails. Sees Bennett. It's got some room there. Easy pass and catch there for the first down. So Fails come out again. Another pass play. He's looking. He's going to dump it off the Forte, coming across the middle. It's going to gain a 6. And here's a slant route, and Brandon Browner just walks right in front of Tannen Doss. I mean, there he pushes his way through to get in front of him. Tannen Doss doesn't even try to get the ball there. But on the next play, we see Tillman come in. It's cleaned up by the rest of the Bears. It's only a gain of 3. And here is another screen. One of the Bears defenders can't get to him. It has to be cleaned up by Ryan Mundy, but not after a first down. So here's Brady. He's dropping back again. Has some pressure. Jared Allen hits him. Here's a pass over. Tillman reacts there with the interception. I don't know if Brady was staring down his receiver there, but it looked like Tillman knew that was coming the entire time. And we have Jared Allen down after he tried to take down Brady. But here's a pass. He's trying to get it to Brandon Marshall, trying to throw it down so it wasn't intercepted. And here's another errant throw that looks like it's going to be hit down by one of the middle linebackers. Here's Marquise Wilson trying to fight for that first down. He's not going to get it, so it's going to be a punt. And so on the next play, there's Brady giving the handoff to Ridley. Ridley tries to get through that one hole, and it's stopped. Only getting 3. Here's Brady again, assessing the defense, looking. Everyone comes off right. But there's a big hit by Champ Bailey. It's out, and it looks like, I don't know who recovered it. Possibly one of the linebackers. But we're going back to David Fales. He's looking. He throws across his body, which is ill-advised, but this time no one's around Zach Miller, so it's a gain of 7. Here's Forte trying to snag through a hole. Can't. It'd be a gain of 1, though. Here's Forte again. Getting the outside, breaking a tackle, and he's got the first down. So here's Fales again, dropping back. Looking, he feels the pressure, tries to get it to his tight end. He can't squeeze it in there. He pretty much threw it right at him, and that was intercepted by Mayo, who's shaking up on the play. So let's see if he comes back. So Brady off the interception. Here's Blunt moving in the middle. He's going to hand it off to him. It looks like Bostic tracks him. He hits him, stalls him, and it's cleaned up by Shea McClellan there. Only a gain of 2. So here's one again to Ridley. It's cleaned up by DJ Williams. A gain of 3 there. So here's Brady again. Play action. We see Houston gets knocked down. And this one right here is dropped by Danny Amendola. So we're going to go back to Fales. He gets out of one tackle, gets out of another. He's trying to get forward rushing. It's going to be considered a sack. He loses a yard or maybe a half yard. That's a sack from Mayo coming back from the injury. So here we go. David Fales. He's looking again. Doesn't see anything. Throws it away on 2nd and 11. A smart play. There's Fales. He's changing some of the routes he doesn't like. The defense. He saw a safety come up. As we see here, Brandon Marshall can't hold on to it. Revis comes in, knocks it out of his hand, so it's going to be a punt. Brady on the ensuing drive. Here's Ridley. Breaks Verine's tackle. Tries to break another tackle, but Shea comes in and cleans it up. Only a gain of 4. Here's Ridley again, taking outside. There's Shea on the first initial hit, and it's cleaned up by Kyle Fuller for no gain. There's Brady. 3rd and 6. He's looking. He's going to give it to Wright. Wright can't turn the corner there, guarded by Champ Bailey, so it's going to be a punt. Next play, here's Forte. Gets tripped up from behind, possibly had some room, only getting a 7. So here's Forte fighting for those extra 3 yards, gets it on the first down. Here's again to Kadeem Carey. He gets the edge. One of the defenders dives, can't catch him. Kadeem Carey goes for 11 yards. Here's another by Kadeem Carey, trying to squeak through his blocks by his line there. And he does for a gain of 5. Fails. Coming out in the ensuing pass. Doesn't see anything. Dumps off to Forte. Looks like that's going to be a gain of 4. He's 1 yard short, 3rd and 1. Going to give it to Forte. Forte's got the first down, a couple more there for a gain of 5. So there's Fails, doesn't like the route that's going on. He's looking. He's going to dump it off the carry. Doesn't see anything deep, but it'd still be a gain of 4. Here's Fails again, dropping back. Squeezes it in there, the Tannen Doss for a first down. So here's Kadeem Carey. He has the edge, good sealed edge there by the right tackle and the receiver, and he's close to a first down, again 9. So here's Fails going over the middle. B.J. Cunningham can't hold on to it. So it's 3rd and inches. There's a short pass to Donnie Avery for the first down. He's going to go out of bounds after a game of about 8. So here's Fails again. Feels the blitz. He throws it up. He tries to put a jump ball up by Devin Hester, but Hester just isn't tall enough. And here's Wilson. He's slinging a ball in there. The linebacker can't adjust to it, and the safety can't to block the play. So it's going to be a touchdown for Marquise Wilson, his second one of the day. 14-7 Bears. Here's Ridley coming off the next drive. Good handoff. He's stopped by Ryan Mundy. There's 6 seconds left, though. They're just going down to run the clock. We don't know if Brady's going to go deep, but we see here Jared Allen coming in after he was shaken up early for the fumble sack to end the half. So we have a very strong showing on the defense besides one blown coverage for a touchdown. But really, we've come up, we've matched any of the things that Brady has tried to do. We've held him to 25 passing yards, 54 rushing yards, and we've kind of just used our running game as holding the time possession. We have 7 minutes more, so we're going to try to do that. Coming to the second half here, there's a tackle by Jonathan Bostic, but it looks like it's going to be a face mask on Brock Vereen with the tackle with the face mask. So it's 15 yards on the 4-yard gain. And here's a dump off to Julian Edelman, who dropped that possible first down pass a couple drives ago in the first half. Here's a blitz on Brady. Gronkowski's got it. Looks like Shea can't get him. He breaks Jonathan Bostic's tackle, and no one's going to pick up Gronkowski. Doing what he does best, pushing through tackles for a touchdown. That's exactly what the Patriots needed there. So it's a tie game. Here's Fales. He's looking. He feels the pressure. He doesn't want to force a pass, so he's going to be sacked for a loss of 10. Here's Fales off the play action. He's going to roll out the side. Felt a little pressure. Was nothing there. He's going to throw it up to Tannen Doss. And Tannen Doss comes down with the ball against Revis, showing that he can actually take those jump balls away after that interception of Brandon Browner. So let's look at this. We see Fales roll out, and it's thrown up, and he catches it over Revis. Let's take a closer look how it is. And Revis tries to get it inside. Tannen Doss just jumps right over the top of him for the catch. So here's Matt Forte after the deep throw. He only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Here's screenplay. Fales dumps off before he's hit. Here's Kadeem Carey. Kadeem Carey stiff arms one until he's brought down by the linebacker there. And here's Fales again, dropping back. He's looking. He's going to dump it off to Kadeem Carey. He doesn't see anything he likes. That's going to be a gain of 3. Here's the handout to Forte. Forte has some blocks. He's got the first down, and he gets to the 3. So let's see if the Bears can do on first and goal. First time. Give it to Forte. Doesn't get past. Actually, he was at the 4. Now he gets to 3. Kadeem Carey's in the backfield. It's going to be a pass. And there, no one picks up the fullback, Owens, as Fales throws it before he gets hit. And that's going to be 21-14 Bears. So here's Brady giving a sweep handoff here to Stephen Ridley. And it's going to be stopped there for a gain of 3. So again, here is a delayed draw. And that's going to be hit hard by Jonathan Bostic. Only a gain of 2. It's a good play by the middle linebacker. So here's Brady again. He's going to throw up the middle. Bailey can't stay up with him. And that's a good catch there by Boyce for a first down. So here's Brady coming out, trying to do something. Does a receiver screen, and it is sniffed out by Shea McClellan. Only for a gain of 3. It's possible I could have went longer if Boyce had some better acceleration there. And here's some pressure given on Brady. And here's Ryan Mundy getting away with a face mask. That was only a gain of 2, 3rd and 5. Here's Brady again, giving it to Gronkowski. Gronkowski's hit by 1 Bear, 2 Bears. And he's hit. There's Tillman coming in. And he stops him. But Gronkowski's down. It's a big, big issue for the Patriots. Here's 14, only a gain of 1. Fales comes out, feels the pressure, tries to get it over the middle. And it's knocked down by Castillas. So here is Fales. Trying to get it in, trying to force it. And Drummond almost had his second pick. But it's going to be a punt back to the Patriots. Brady coming out. He's looking, feels the pressure. He gets gang sacked. Someone's down. It looks like that's going to be Lamar Houston. And that looks like the sack possibly could have been for Lamar Houston. He's holding his hand. So we'll see what the injury is. So here's Brady dropping back after the sack. It's 2nd and 2. He feels the pressure coming up behind. He's just going to throw it away. 3rd and 20. Let's see what Brady can pull out of his pocket. And there's a blitz off the side from the slot there from the nickel corner. And that's going to be an incomplete pass. Going back to David Fales. There's a pass to Marshall for 9 yards up the middle. And here's Forte. Spin move trying to get back to the outside. Forcing up the middle for the first down. Here's a play action to Fales. He's looking. Feels some pressure. Comes up. He has some room to run. Gets out of the pocket. And he has some short yardage there for a gain of 6. And here's out the slant play. Giving it to Wilson with the sure hands this game for a first down with the slant play. And here's Forte. Only gaining a couple up the middle. Gain of 3. Here's one to Kadeem Carey. He's not going to go anywhere. That's going to be stopped. 3rd and 4. Fales looking. He sees Marshall has some room. Squeezes it in there for a first down. Here's Fales again. There's the right receiver screen. And Rob Ninkovich just can't put both hands on the ball to get the interception. So, on the out route there. And that is huge. The defender tries to block the pass. Marquise Wilson catches the low ball and gets in for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And here's Brady giving it to Edelman, the route up the middle. And that's going to be a gain of 8. Here's Brady again, trying to get back in this game, 28-17. He's looking. He shakes off one, and he's going to have a bad throw. Looks like he's just throwing it away, though. Our schedule next week, we have a bye week, and then we go see the 5-2 Packers. So Brady on 3rd and 2. He's looking to pass, has some pressure up, has Gronkowski in the middle, though. Mundy is just too short of a body to do anything, so it's going to be a first down. Now here's a wheeling out to Gronkowski, and it looks like some miscommunication between him and Brady. And Brady here feels some pressure up the middle, gets it to his receiver. Fuller comes in and finishes the play. So we got Brady 3rd and 1. He's looking, feels some pressure, gets the way to Boyce. Boyce can hold on to it after Vereen gives him the hit. So this is going to be a face mask by Brock Vereen. His second one of the day. So we're going to have to work on that during the week. And here's Brady dropping back in, 1st and 10. He gives it to Julian Edelman, and he's brought down by Bostic for a gain of 7. Secures Brady. He's looking, dropping back, and there's Gronkowski wide open, gang tackle. Make sure he doesn't get in the end zone there. But it's 1st and goal now. And here's one to Ridley up the middle. He's going to be stopped by Jared Allen. And here's another one to LeGarrette Blount this time. And Blount's going to be taken down by Bostic. Bostic's shaking up, so we're going to see, looks like Flowers come in. And the rookie, Marquise Flowers, can't get over there. He's sealed on a double block. Brady's going to go for 2. And he's going to get it by Gronkowski all by himself. Shea's not there to cover him. So it's a 3-point game. Here's Fales coming out. Looks, sees Marshall. Good stiff arm there on Revis to get a couple extra yards. David Fales, 27-41, 295 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. There's Forte for 4 yards. And here's Forte on a delayed handoff. And he's only going to get a couple this time, too. That's going to be a gain of 2. And we see Fales. Fell a little blitz. Sees Marshall open on a slam route. The receiver, the actual corner there, can't cover him, and the safety has to come down. That's a big gain there to Brandon Marshall. There's one to Forte, loss of 1. Get to Forte again. Good block there by Matt Slauson. And it looks like he may have a first down. And let's see. Yes, he does. So Kadeem carries in the backfield now after that. He gets it. Tries to go on the outside. He's pulled down by Collins. Should be a face mask, not called. So it's only a gain of 1. Kadeem carries in the backfield again. Gets the dump off there. He's fighting for those extra yards, trying to get that first down and get in the end zone, but he doesn't get there. So it's 1 yard short. Forte goes on the outside. It's blown up by Collins, and some other Patriots come in. So it's going to be a field goal, 31-25. Off a screen pass, Ridley gets it. As we see, we can't get 1 tackle by Tillman, but DJ Williams comes in and mops it up. That's a gain of 5. So 2nd 5. Here's Brady. Finds Boyce up the middle, and he's tackled by Shea McClellan after the first down. So here's Gronk. He's in motion. Brady's looking. He's looking. He's got all the time in the world in his pocket. It looks like he's closing. And it does. There's Cornelius Washington with his 2nd sack of the game. And here's a false start penalty right after the sack. Looks like it's going to be on the right guard. So there's another negative 5 yards. 2nd and 19. Brady's looking. Feels some pressure from the outside. There's a good spin move by right. Good stiff arm, and Conti pushes him out there. So we're comparable here. We've thrown 13 passes more than Brady has. But Brady comes out 3rd and 4. And that's some good adjustment by Champ Bailey. Camping there, looking, and then knocking down the throw. So here's out the right receiver screen. The block there on Revis can't be held, or else there would have been more yards by Brandon Marshall. He has 8 receptions for 94 yards. So here's Forte coming out 2nd 9. Doesn't get anything there. It's stopped by Will Fork. So it's 3rd and 9. And there is a bad throw there by David Fales. He overthrows Wilson too far out when he's coming out of a slant, like he's playing catch with Brandon Browner. So they get to the 1, and Ridley pulls it in for a touchdown. So that's going to be a 1-point lead for New England. Here's Fales coming out. Sees Brandon Marshall wide open deep, and the safety has to come down and crash down. And we see Brandon Marshall shaking up here. And here's Fales coming out. He sees Bennett open. There's a good block by the receiver there. He only gets 9, doesn't get the first down. Here's a little pressure. Sees Tandos over the middle. Tandos got some running room, and that's going to be a gain of 12. So here's a misdirection to Forte, but it gets blown up easily. So it's 2nd 13. Forcing it in there, Marshall after he's shaking up at the last play. 3rd and 1. And we're going to give it to Owens, the fullback. Gets the first down. Looks like a gain of 5. So we're going to give it to Forte with under a minute left. We're going to wind down this clock here. Trying to set up Robbie Gould in the middle of the field for a possible field goal. So 3rd and 6. 28 seconds left. And it's good as gold. About 35-yard field goal there. So we're going to kick off to England with 26 seconds left. Let's see how we can hold Brady when he has no timeouts. Here's Julian Edelman coming down. And special teams comes up big, just swarms past it, stays their lines. He only gets to the 16. So Brady has 22 seconds left. He's done this before. Let's see. Brady's coming through. He's looking. He has some outside pressure. It looks like Jared Allen for a second sack of the game. So coming 2nd 16, he's going to spike it. He's got 9 seconds left. We don't like our personnel package out there, so we're going to take a timeout after it's spiked to readjust our personnel. So coming at with 7 seconds left, Gronkowski gets it. No timeouts left. Patriots can't stop the clock. It's going to wind down, and that is your ball game. So the Bears defense bent but didn't break, playing Brady and the Patriots. Although there was a lot of injuries, particularly in the offensive line, the 2 tackles gave up a lot of the sacks. There was no interior offensive lineman that gave up any sacks for the Patriots. So possibly with those 2 linemen back in, those sacks don't happen. And it's possible we lose the game because Brady just has better line. But Marquise Wilson came out with 3 touchdowns. He's filling that role where Alshon Jeffrey's hurt. Looks like he's going to be playing the slot more when we have those 2 receivers with Marshall and Jeffrey. But thank you for joining me. We have a bye week next week, and then we go meet the Packers. Later, guys.